Hello, I'm Steve Ingram, and today let's look at something from Luke, the 5th chapter. That's Luke chapter 5. And sometimes it seems like we know what we're doing. Maybe you know what you're doing. Maybe we know what we're doing from day to day, how to live our lives. And maybe we're kind of expert in that. But let's look at what we find here in Luke, the 5th chapter. And the setting is Jesus was out by the Sea of Galilee one time, and he was teaching people, and he was there by the lake. And there were a couple of fishing boats there, but the fishermen had apparently fished all night, but hadn't caught anything. But now they were washing their nets and sort of, I suppose, putting things away. So Jesus got in one of the boats and asked the owner of the boat, named Simon, asked him to just put out a little bit from the land, and he sat in the boat and taught people. And then in verse 4, it says, "And when he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, 'Put out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch.' And then Simon answered, 'Master, we toiled all night and took nothing.'" Simon was a professional fisherman. That's what he did for a living. He'd worked all night, hadn't caught anything. And he knew what he was doing, because that's what he did. He was professional. He did it for a living. He knew what he was doing. But Jesus said, "Put out into the deep, let down your nets for a catch." And even though Peter argued with him, he's called Peter later on, but even though Simon argued with him, he said, "But at your word, I will let down the nets." And then you probably know the rest of the story. They caught so many fish that they couldn't handle them in the one boat, so they had to get somebody else to help them. That's kind of the way it is with us, I believe. We think we know what we're doing. And then Jesus says, "Do something else." And we say, "But we've been doing this all along." Let's be like Simon. Let's see what he said. When Jesus spoke to Simon, Simon did argue. He said, "Well, we've already done this." But then his attitude, "But at your word I will." Let's take that same attitude. Even though we feel like we know what we're doing, even though we feel like we know how to conduct our lives, let's take Simon's attitude, and when Jesus speaks, let's say, "At your word, I will." And until next time, the Lord bless you and keep you.